the place to go. Information, entertainment from the folks you know. The old coyote's howling, let's get on with the show.
Welcome to Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse, Airport Road in Weatherford. It's the first Monday of the month, so those of us in Weatherford, they will be testing the storm sirens at noon. And on the first Monday of the month, we also have the mayor of the town of Weatherford, Mayor Mike Brown. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all?
Doing good. Enjoyed the wonderful weekend.
Wow, that's great.
Talk about weather, yeah.
Yesterday especially.
Good thing we're getting the good weather on the weekends, and during the week, you know, it's not as good, but hey, it's been fun.
That's true. I know winter just kind of came and went, didn't it?
Hey, man, I hope we're done.
I hope so too. 60s for the rest of this week.
Yeah, I'm good with it.
And then we've got a chance of rain maybe Wednesday. But Dr. Seuss's birthday today.
Yeah, I was at the Bircham Elementary this morning and saw a lot of Thing 1, Thing 2s.
Yeah.
They had green eggs. They were serving breakfast, green eggs and ham this morning. So that's good.
Oh, I see. I want to go places that have fun like that.
Yeah.
I don't know what age that stops, but I mean, do you still do the early bird reading?
Yeah, that's what I was doing. I read with Scout Sullivan. He's a really good reader, and so went down there and he had his wig and Thing 1 outfit on, so looked good.
Nice. I know the early bird. My daughter also does that, and Maddie, Chris, she plays soccer for SWASU at the high school.
Yeah.
Anyway, she she sent me a text. Hey, Bailey said you left her lunch at home.
Shoot.
She's like, I don't want to eat. I don't know. She's so picky about what she wants to eat, not eat at the high school. What
day did she read? What day did she read on?
I don't know. Tuesdays, I think.
Tuesday, yeah.
Is that a thing?
Well, I think every day somebody's reading. So.
I don't even know the people that read with my kids. Isn't that sad?
What?
Must have been like college students or something.
Yeah, there's lots of volunteers.
Oh, great. Yeah, we've got, like I say, there's the high school, college, a lot of, old timers. In fact, this morning, Fred Schamberg, he's always read. He was up there.
He's an old timer.
Yeah, old timers.
How long have you been doing it?
Well, I don't know. Whenever they started, I think it's probably been about maybe 15 years. I don't know.
Wow, that's neat.
You get there, 7:30?
7:30. Yeah, Ginger Reed started up, and when she was the principal there at Bircham, and got it going. And I think, the first young man that I read with, I think he's either in college now or has graduated from college. I can't remember. So anyway, probably couldn't have done it without that reading, that help that I gave him there.
That's right. You changed his life.
Yeah, he probably was headed, who knows where.
But now he's on the right track in college and everything.
That's right.
Well, the city council meeting happened on Friday, and it was one of the most interesting ones ever, I feel.
Yeah.
I had a lot of fun watching it. I like reality TV.
Yes, it was definitely reality TV.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk all about that coming up in just a moment on Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on the Coyote.
Attention breakfast lovers! Stop in at Lucille's Roadhouse off Airport Road in Weatherford, where you can enjoy all-you-can-eat breakfast Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. The coffee is always freshly ground and ready to serve. While you're there, make sure to check out the great Made in Oklahoma products available in the gift shop. Lucille's Roadhouse, just off Airport Road in Weatherford, where you can enjoy all-you-can-eat breakfast Monday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 11 a.m. That's Lucille's Roadhouse.
Years ago, well, back in the 90s, remember the 90s? For some of you, it was flannel shirts and Doc Martens. For others, it was tracksuits and fanny packs. But for A-OK Lock and Key, it was the birth of their business. And to this day, they're still taking care of your residential and commercial locks, automotive, door closures, and more. Call Western Oklahoma's most trusted, experienced, and fully insured locksmiths. A-OK Lock and Key. They're 100% mobile. Call 580-323-4032. That's 580-323-4032.
Hello, this is Rick Spang with Spang's Construction with something to think about. Are you covered? When it's cold outside, we will throw on another layer or two of clothes. We lock our doors to protect our valuables. We make sure our kids look both ways on the street corner. We put forth a lot of effort so we will be protected. In the light of this thought, we tend to forget the more important measures. Don't forget who covers you.
Public Service Company of Oklahoma is Boundless Energy. We know the value of energizing those around us, our employees, our customers, our communities. Together, we generate the power to impact our communities, to strengthen our economy, to enrich our environment, and to improve all our lives. Each day is a new opportunity to connect with each other. to share our dreams, and to take action whenever needed. For us, it is more than being part of this amazing place, it's doing our part to ensure a bright, boundless future. For more information, please visit psoklahoma.com.
I'm Sean Pryor. I live in Edmond, Oklahoma. I started smoking when I was about 17, and I started dipping tobacco, and that didn't stop for years. My 9-year-old, in so many words, had to tell me, "Dad, you're letting me down." My son said to me, he said, "Daddy said I want you to quit." I can say I couldn't have done this by myself, and having that support from the Oklahoma Tobacco Helpline was instrumental in my success to be able to quit smoking and continue long into the future not smoking.
Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW, a program of TSET.
Mornings with Van and John.
Good morning. It's Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lou Sills Roadhouse, Airport Road in Weatherford. Mayor Mike Brown, mayor of the town of Weatherford, in the studio with us, just coming off of a city council meeting for the month. Happened on Friday morning, right?
It did.
Friday of city commissioners, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We changed the time to 8:00 in the morning. Last year we were, at 5:00. So it's worked pretty good. Seemed like for the morning time, and still have people showing up. So that's good.
Crowds are still there. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Coming
there.
in, and you guys are always kind of known for your open forum session where you kind of let anybody has any comments or wants to talk about anything.
We do probably a little too much at times, but somebody has a question, concern. We recognize them, let them say what they want to say, and then kind of keep it rolling.
Well, you guys, no awards or anything this time
No,
around. What's up with that?
I'm kind of slacking, I guess. I don't know
Don't
what.
you give the key to somebody?
Didn't honor anybody. I know we did something good, but I guess couldn't.
Next time you get in this moment, give me a call. I'll come accept an award.
Okay, well I can do that.
If you need,
really, it's better than having like that awkward silence. Like, okay, we'll move on.
We'll move on.
No recognition.
Nobody's been here for 25 years.
It was good.
But no, it was a fun meeting. If you get a chance, you can go to City of Weatherford's Facebook page and you can watch it. Of course, medical marijuana. Are you over it? And I mean that, I just feel like this has just been the topic for the last 4 years.
Well, and I'm the same way. It's just like, okay, just something new every time. And, it's from the meeting the other day, and I've said it before, is that, it's kind of a, just slowly something new comes up, every month, and we're having to address it. And, that's been one of the, I guess, the negatives, if you will, is that, I don't know, it's so much we changed our mind, but we're just having to deal with new things. And, we don't just put it on the agenda just for the heck of it. We put it on there because somebody has brought an issue to us.
Right.
This past month, it was about allowing processing, in town. So we've done allowing dispensaries, grow facilities, processing now. I don't know what'll be next, but there'll be something else that'll come up. So, that's the, we certainly don't pretend to be the experts.
Right.
We do try to kind of know what's going on within, other cities, but, you do what you think's best and move on down the road.
Do you think that because at the very beginning when it all first came out, and do you think we as a city and city commissioners were too quick to jump on the it's all not happening, it's all banned, nothing's allowed, and then now we're trying to have to go back and kind of change some of those thoughts? Or
maybe I think that initially there weren't a lot of rules set up, and so we felt like that we needed to have rules to be able to enforce. And so, we stepped out there. We were sued over it. We ended up winning, but we put some. We never banned the dispensaries, but we did restrict it. Had to be in certain areas. Couldn't be on our main street.
Right.
So that's kind of what started things off, maybe on the wrong foot.
Right.
With some people, but we just we were concerned because we didn't know.
Right.
We didn't know if there was going to be a dispensary on every corner, or all through Main Street or whatever. And so we made the decision to restrict it on Main Street.
But then the other side of it, you did ban processing, right? And did ban originally. What's the
we
other
did
one?
growing facilities, grow and processing. So, but at that time, I think that maybe those questions we just didn't know enough about it.
Right.
And then as far as the growth part of it, we had a some people came in, wanted to buy. They bought a building, they redid it, looking at developing. So, it gave us a little motivation to look at a grow facility, which, we approved in certain areas. Then now, this past month, we had two different individuals come to us about the possibility of a processing plant. And really what made it a little bit unusual on these two processing plants, they're going to happen. They're right beside city limits.
Right.
But so as whether or not we want to allow them in city limits.
This is more of an annexation thing.
It's
really.
an annexation.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't, we didn't get a motion to even look at doing that. So it just died for, a lack of a motion. But, what's happening is there's going to be two processing plants right beside city limits.
Right.
So with it not being in city limits, we have no control. So, somebody comes to us and says, hey, we're getting a bad odor, or there's some things going on. Well, call the county. It's not the city's. We don't have anything to do with it.
And it's not a skunk.
Huh?
It's not a skunk.
Right. It's right. Yeah, exactly. So
how do you know what it smells like, Vanessa? Huh?
Well.
So anyway, that was the really the kind of one of the points that I made is I'd rather have it in city limits where we can have control. Really didn't have that from the other commissioners. So basically, it died for, like I said, lack of emotion.
But Agency Services, they made it in, right?
Yeah, we were excited about that. They, they're coming to the city limits, and that had been just kind of a little cutout that hadn't been included, in the city limits. So, it's a existing business. They're a great local business that is generating sales tax. So it'll be a benefit to the city.
What do you feel like when things, because the other thing we can talk about real fast is the alcohol. There was amending to change some rules and guidelines, but then one of the commissioners said that they felt like it wasn't, I think it was Goldman, so that it wasn't, this just is coming as a finished product and there wasn't room to change anything. But I thought that's exactly what you guys were doing. So I don't quite understand his complaint.
Right.
Other than the fact that they presented something. If you don't like it, say this is what you don't like and this is what we should do different.
Right.
And I think that's why we had that meeting in the first place.
Well, I mean, I thought so too. And the way it was presented, I think that the police chief, said we were making some changes just because of the, we don't have Low Point beer anymore. So some of that was just a kind of a just making those minor changes. But there were some other things that maybe were being loosened up a little bit, is what the Commissioner Goldman's issue was, I think. But the tough part is that, we have in this case, the police chief talked with, the assistant city attorney, drafted up the ordinance, made the changes on there, and then presented it. Like I said, at that time, we have the opportunity to make any changes.
Right.
Which, we didn't go through the ordinance and making changes that day. Basically, the motion was to table it where it could be gone through and not done at the meeting.
Right.
So, maybe have a special meeting, go through some of the changes, get the attorney to write it up again, and then when they bring it back to the council, maybe everybody knows exactly what changes were there. I mean, everybody, got a copy of that as far as the old ordinance and the new ordinance, but, really didn't want to discuss it that day.
And that's what I get into. I mean, how long can you just keep tabling things? I mean, at some point, you've got to try to make some kind of change. And obviously the police chief feels like there's a need for the change.
Yeah.
And you got to, you put him in that position to make those kind of recommendations.
Right. Well, and that, in that particular, will come up again next month. I mean, I don't know. I guess it'll be based on the, what the commission votes on. But I would assume, if the recommendation from the police chief is still there, as far as that's what we need to do, that I would assume that we would take that recommendation. But I mean, that's we might not. I mean, we might table it again or turn it down. But there's a lot of things that a lot of ordinances that have to be fine tuned a little bit and changed just because of the times, and not trying to lower the standards by any means, but just trying to kind of get with.
Well, especially I mean, if you follow the city of Weatherford at all, it's Main Street's become a very popular place, very popular events. I mean, every time you turn around, we're shutting down the streets and having a great time, depending on live music, whether it's vendors, whether it's exercise groups. I mean, there's all kinds of things. So,
well, I think we've had people that have approached the city as far as, okay, what are the rules? We want to have I'll talk about Porkapalooza.
Yeah.
If they wanted to have a beer garden, just an area, roped off area where you could go get, a beer, there's certain guidelines that, have to follow into. And, maybe the city doesn't allow it, depends on where it's at. Currently, the university, they have some areas where, you can have alcoholic beverages. The museum, the Stafford Museum, has a certain criteria where you can have, alcoholic beverages.
Right.
So, it's not like same deal that we've, said, hey, you can't have it in the city limits. But, there are some restrictions and everybody's wanted to follow the rules. So, I think that's what we're trying to do is just get those rules set where people know, hey, this is what I got to do.
Some breaking news over the last week, I guess, with you, Mr. Community Coffee. And basically, you just built a whole other Weatherford over there by Walmart.
We're getting ready to do it.
Yeah.
The Sandor Development has come in and said they're ready to go to town and or come to town.
Come to town. There it is.
They're we've got the preliminary plans for a new little strip. Or inline shopping area. There's a spot for a family style restaurant. But we're going to be, I think they're coming to the planning and zoning, maybe this next month, to, talk about the, kind of the, I guess, ingress, area, but it's going to be good. Going to be some new development.
I saw the Weatherford newspaper had a kind of a drawing diagram set up. Is the things that they had placed in there, if they've already committed, for example, Hutch's and some other things?
Well,
or is it just
now Hutch's owns that.
Right.
They own that property, so I don't know that they've made a decision to do anything with it. So,
Gotcha.
But they actually own those, couple of lots there.
Okay.
So, I don't know. That means that, we've talked to them, and they're not for sure if that's something they'll sell or actually build something. They've got a lot of different types of things besides just the convenience stores. They've got restaurants. They've got other things going on. So. We'll see. I mean, we'd love for them to. But there's, I don't think everything's been set out there as far as what's coming.
Or the early stages.
Very early stages. But, the biggest thing is that, if they're going to start developing it, that means they're going to try to sell it, try to release it or whatever. So we're excited about it. I mean, it was great news for us.
It'll be a lot of fun. And then, of course, you also mentioned, I believe, the Senator Jim Inhofe. Talking about that Readiness Center, which I think was it 25 years ago. That was
almost. It's kind of funny. It's been close to 10 years ago. But when they first visited with us about that, and the Industrial Trust donated the land, they said, now the armed services, it could take up to 35 years.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, but they said normally it's about a 7 to 10 year process. So we're there. We're there on the 7 to 10 year process. So we feel like that Senator Inhofe is in a position. He's the number one, on the Armed Services Committee now, and so we're hopeful that our turn will roll up here in the next couple of years, and we think it will. And when it happens, it's going to be a $25 million facility that just like the ones they have. I mean, there's one in Norman, there's one McAllister, there's different places around the state, Ardmore. So we know what it's going to look like. Just need to get the funding, to get it done.
What about the Burger King? When's that opening? Tomorrow?
Well, the almost. I think maybe I want to say like March 10th.
Yeah.
So I mean, less than 2 weeks away. I think they're scrambling, but I think they're supposed to turn over the keys to to Burger King maybe this Friday or something. So then hey, get them going.
It's close. Flame World right there.
Yeah, it's good. Nice building, good looking building.
Weatherford, City of Weatherford, speaking of them, released a video, I want to say it was last week maybe, about Vote Yes.
Right.
Kind of all the, I think it's like a 3-minute video, kind of goes through all the different things.
Yep.
And, you mentioned the police chief, I think he's in it, and several others.
Yeah.
Kind of talk about that campaign and what Vote Yes really does mean to the citizens of Weatherford.
Sure. Well, the foundation is the one that's kind of putting the money up behind that. We can't use city funds, so the foundation is actually put together the video. They've got some posters coming out, but same thing. We're highlighting the university. They're looking at getting 28% of the sales tax. The hospital is looking at 15% of the sales tax. The public school is looking at 5%, and then the city of Weatherford gets the remaining 52%. So we're trying to take the most important entities, this community, and keep them, going at the rate they are right now. So it's not an additional penny.
Right.
It's the same penny that we've had, and of course we're looking for another 10 years. We did Vision 2020 back in 2010. That pays off in September of this year, September 30th. So what we're asking the voters to do is to support keeping that penny on there, and from that, hopefully we'll see a new police station. We'll see some new soccer fields. We'll see a new terminal at the airport. We'll, as far as from the city side of it, from the university, they're looking at, keeping their rural health, in a good position as far as pharmacy, nursing, all those things, potentially a new building up there. The hospital, of course, trying to maintain all the equipment where they can offer the services. And then the public schools looking at a new HVAC, as well as turfing the football field and a new track. So, they're all capital type items that probably couldn't be done just out of the regular budget. So, I think it's going to really be an opportunity for us to see some big things that we'll all be able to enjoy, over the next 10 years. So we're asking the people to go out and vote first of all, and they've got the opportunity to do that on April 7th.
Now, is it broke down into 4 different questions, as in
It
those
is.
4 different entities?
Yeah, just like we did it before. There'll be 4 different votes, and so you'll vote to support the city's infrastructure proposition, the hospital, the university, and the school. So hopefully people will support all those, but you do have the opportunity to vote for what you want to.
Now, is it like the Lyle road tax when if it doesn't pass, we'll just no, I'm just kidding. Is it like the Lyle road tax when it passes 7 years later, we'll eventually see a new road, or?
Well, no, that's a good question. Our hope is to have the money available once it passes. Okay. So, we've done bond issues in the past. There's a couple of other ways to do it now, but we think the money will be available, very soon. Very so, we're able to start those projects. I don't know we'll be done with all of them, but we will be able to start those and hopefully be able to enjoy them. Even though it's going to take 10 years to gather up that money, we'll get kind of the money up front and hopefully be able to get them done soon.
So you can see more information on that at a website that you have too. Yes, for Weatherford.com. Is that the website?
Yeah, I think there's a link. Even you can go to the city of Weatherford. There's a link that you can get to, or maybe I think there's a link off the chamber. There's a link off of most each one of those entities, I think, are trying to get the word out. So it's a nice video. Like I said, had several, had the chief talking about some of the city stuff, had the Andy McPherson from Legacy Bank, talked about some of the new ag improvements. You had Joe Bradley talking about the soccer, things going on there. Sarah Yount talked for the university and the rural health part of it. You had Dr. Jay Huser, talking for the hospital, and Bob Bailey, the teacher of the year, talking for the school. So, you had people that, those are all good people, and I think that that's kind of the point, that they're, asking people to get out and vote and be supportive of the things that make Weatherford a great city to live in.
So this is kind of weird with Weatherford Public Schools looking for artificial turf for the football field, a new track.
Yeah.
And then this air
conditioning.
And no mention of the press box, or is that in something else?
That press box is going to be taken care of by their. The school is redoing, the concession. They're in a new locker room on the home side. I think the press box is next on their list. So it needs it. So hopefully that'll be something that'll be handled through their regular budget. So the school's done a great job as far as that new fencing they put around the football field, and a lot of things that are happening. So anyway, should be good. On that website, I did just got a note. It says it's on yesweatherford.com.
That's right. Yesweatherford.com. I
So
found
that's
that.
the website. So anyway, you can go to that and kind of learn a little bit more about each one of the questions that are coming up. But like I said, get out and vote, and let's keep this thing going.
And this Friday is the last day to sign up for baseball too. So
Yeah,
mention
they
that.
Todd Earp, they have the sign-ups for the summer programs, and that's always good. But yeah, get in there if you can. Get signed up this week, and we'll get you busy this summer.
Yeah, no kidding. All kinds of things: t-ball, baseball, soccer.
Oh, yeah. We do it all.
We're all
Fishing.
Yeah, there's fishing. There's even golf in there. I
Golf.
think, too.
Yeah, that's good. Something for everybody.
Raider Park was hopping yesterday.
Yeah,
it looked like there was an event happening, but it was just everybody
people out
enjoying
and
the
about.
weather. Yeah,
That's
volleyball.
Yeah.
I saw a whole family or a group of friends playing volleyball
Really?
together.
Okay,
and
good.
Enjoying the skating.
Yeah, skate park.
Is it a skate park?
Yeah.
Called the skate park, and yeah, everything was being used.
Good deal. Well, that's
My
what we get
son
it
was
for.
very mad though.
Oh, what he wanted
The
to do?
train has been taken out.
Has it?
Yeah, I guess he was like, "What? The train is gone." Which
I
was
hadn't
just
even heard.
It was just
Yeah.
a barrel.
Right,
First of all,
right. Yeah.
Your
But
son's
he was
like
devastated.
your son's like 17. What's he still playing on the train for? Right?
I didn't realize
He's
that.
the
That
size
train-
of a 17.
Well, I was going to say that train has been there a long time. I'll have to find out.
Yeah, I don't know.
May have just been time.
Probably in somebody's backyard now.
That's right. There's that.
Someone stole it. Well, thanks for coming in, Mayor Mike
Okay.
Brown.
Thank y'all.
Our guest this morning on Conversation Corner, brought to us by Lucille's Roadhouse on the Coyote.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Your home for fresh